Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be talking about the surface area of cubes and prisms. So similar to these problems that you see up on the screen. Just a reminder, this is the normal version of the lesson. If you'd like the speedrun version where we go through it pretty quickly, I will link that in the description below. Okay, your Ricasso Recap starts now. In 30 seconds or less, here's what you need to know before you start this lesson. Firstly, you should already know how to calculate the area of rectangles. Secondly, you should already know how to calculate the area of triangles. And lastly, you should already be familiar with how to create net diagrams. If you'd like a refresher on any of these three topics, I will link videos in the description below. Please go watch that before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So it gives you a triangular prism here. And so here's our shape. The first question should be pretty familiar. It says which one is a net for this prism. So you have to kind of pay attention here because the only real difference between these two pictures, these two diagrams, these two net diagrams, is you'll notice that in the original prism, the original shape, it has a 25-inch length on one of the sides. And you'll notice that in this picture here, there is no 25-inch length. So this cannot be the right answer. Okay, you'll see here's the 25-inch in the correct place. So this is the correct net. All right, and the new thing for today, which is what there at the bottom, it says, what is the surface area of the triangular prism? So surface area just means that you're finding the area of each individual side. So you'll notice that in the we have the net right here. So we have let's call the rectangle at the top rectangle A, then you have rectangle B, rectangle C, and then we have triangle A, let's call it triangle D and triangle E. Okay, and so really all you're doing is you're finding the area of each of these and adding them all together. The surface area is just the area of a three-dimensional shape rather than a two-dimensional shape. Okay, so we should know how to calculate areas for all these shapes. I'll put the work up. Okay, so over here on the left-hand side, I've calculated the areas for each of the shapes. I've labeled them, right? So A is a rectangle, so I did 20 times 30, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to take these answers, right? These are all the areas of the shapes, and we're just going to add them all together. So over here on the right, I've added up all the numbers. You should just get 2100, and this was in inches, so this is square inches, right? Because it's area square inches. Okay, here is our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try this problem on your own, and when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. For the first part of the question, it says for the net, you should have said it's the one on the right-hand side. And for the second part of the problem, here is the work. You should have gotten a surface area of 52 square centimeters. Okay, for this one, the difference here is that they're asking you for surface area again, but they don't give you a net to work with. So you have to be able to sort of picture this, all of the we call them faces or sides of the triangular prism. So we're going to label here. So this is obviously a rectangle. We'll call that A. And then on the other side, right, we should be able to know that there's also the same rectangle, but we're going to call it B. Okay? Then you also have a rectangle on the bottom of this triangular prism. So we'll call that C. And then we have a triangle on this left side, so let's call that triangle D. And then we have also a triangle on the opposite side, triangle E. Okay, so you have to be able to picture this, and now we just do the same process. Calculate the area for each one, add them all up. And so here is all the work. When you total it, you should get 240. All right, time to practice. Go ahead and pause the video, try this one on your own. When you're ready, unpause, and we'll check your answer. Okay, now that you've had time to work this problem, let's check your solutions. Okay, for this problem, you've got a bunch of squares. So you just do, side times side, length times width. You get 729. You know, you can see over here, I did not do it for each one because they're all going to be the same. There's 6 sides. So then at the end, you could do 729 plus 7 blah, 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 6 times, but it's just multiplied by 6. Final answer should have been 4374 feet squared, 4,374. All right, that's it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.